In the Diamond Sutra, section 6, Subhuti asked the Buddha, "Honor throughout the world in the future. Will there be beings who, upon hearing these teachings, will have true confidence in them?" The Buddha replied, "Subhuti, do not speak like that. 2,500 years after the passing away of the Tathagata, there will be beings who, having practiced the rules of morality and, therefore, being possessed of merit, will hear these statements and understand their truth. You should know that such beings have planted their root of merit not only under 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 Buddhas, but under innumerable Buddhas. When such beings, upon hearing these statements, awaken even for a moment of pure and clear confidence, the Tathagata will see them and recognize their immeasurable amount of merit."
This is a sutra. This text belongs to the section 6 of the Diamond Sutra. That is a very important text of the Mahayana Buddhism. The question of Subhuti shows something of the Bodhisattva's nature, of the compassion. Because it's not a question out of self-interest or egoism. It's not a question that look after personal benefit. But it's a question that comes out of a very deep compassion. And that is the nature of the Bodhisattva. In that level, the Bodhisattva postponed his own enlightenment in order to help, to assist to others to transcend their own suffering. So, his question is not his own question. In a certain way, he is worried about you. 2,500 years after Tathagata leave this dimension of names and forms, Subhuti asks, what will happen with those who never had the opportunity of a physical, personal association with the Buddha? What will happen with those followers, with those disciples who resonate with the teachings of the Buddha, but they had never met him personally. What about them? It's a very legitimate question, because most of the institutional religions, the phenomenon of the organized religion, usually arise on the basis of memories of a master. The master died long time ago. He left his body before thousands of years. And people remember them, when the master lived, where he lived, what the master say, and on that base they write scriptures and make big organizations. And then the religion is transformed in a social phenomenon. And Subhuti asks, what will be with all these people? The disciple went assist to a satsang with his guru. And in the middle of the satsang was a strong tremor, almost an earthquake. Naturally, everybody ran, was a big mess. Everybody tried to escape, found where are the doors, the exit. But when everything was over, the disciple paid attention that he forgot his guru. So he went back to the master, and he found the master totally peaceful, serene, in his Vyasa-san. So we say, wow, it's amazing. You was not afraid. You didn't try to run. You didn't escape. Oh, this is something. That shows the difference between us as disciples and you as the master, that you didn't escape. That is the difference. But the Guru say, no, that is not a difference between you and me. I was afraid. I felt fear. I even escaped. The only difference is that, and there is a difference, that all of you try to escape outward. And I ran inward. That was the difference. You look outside to be safe, and I escape inside. Why I bring this small story? Because this is the difference between a disciple and a student. This is the difference between a teacher and a master. This is the difference between a relationship between a teacher and a student, and a relation between a master and a disciple. The relation between a teacher and the student is based on the mind. It's a transference of knowledge, of information. The active part fall on the teacher. All the efforts are on the teacher. He needs to explain, conceptualize, verbalize, and the student is simple: memorize, receive the information and accumulate it. We need to understand that truth cannot be taught. But truth can be learned. So, in the teacher-student relationship, the activity, the work, fall on the side of the teacher, because he needs to teach. But in the master-disciple relationship, that is not a relation of the mind, but everything happens in the heart. It's a deep connection from heart to heart. It's not a relation, it's a communion from soul to soul. It's a deep communion. עשה לך רב וקנה לך חבר. Make to yourself a rabbi, say the Talmud, and buy a friend. חבר, from the language התחברות. Connection, communion. And that communion that happens in the heart, this deep connection, everything happens. Everything takes place in that communion. Then is the opposite from the relation teacher-student. All the activity is of the disciple, not of the master. For the simple reason that if the truth cannot be taught, because cannot be conceptualized, cannot be defined, cannot be verbalized, cannot be put, you cannot put it in words. So truth is not about, it's not about knowing something, it's about being something. So in order to transmit the truth, what the master can do except being. Being what he is. The only thing he can be, the being. And in that presence, the truth is transmitted. And now all the activity, all the effort is from the side of the disciple. He needs to drink it. He should eat it. He should impregnate himself of this presence. To become one with this presence. to be accessible, to be open, to put down his defenses, to disappear into that presence. And this is in the heart. In the mind, time passes, and you as a student will remember your teachers. To many of us happens that we have certain nostalgia for our first teachers from the first grade, second grade. We remember, or the teacher remember his students. They are in his memory because with the knowledge, the teacher, the school, everything is in the memory. But with the master and the disciple, there is how you can remember somebody who is nobody? How you can have nostalgia for somebody who is only a shadow of existence? If there is something to remember, that disappeared a long time before your guru was a master. And that, what remains, what the master is, that presence that is no more than absence, stay deep in your heart and is accessible whenever you want it, live in you. Because those we love, they live forever in our heart. 2,500 years. And if the Buddha is in your heart, not his words or his teachings, or the Buddha and this presence of the Tathagata, you have direct access to the Buddha himself.